Chapter 6614. Charlie said calmly at this time, if you use your brain a little, you will know that the reason you can come so quickly is not because you received the news the earliest, nor because you happen to be very close to here, but because someone has hidden you nearby. There are tens of thousands of people here, and it is easy to hide dozens of people. Also, since someone hid so many of you warriors here in advance, it proves that the person he wants to kill is one of us who has been confirmed to appear here. So it can't be me and Miss Faye, only Tawana and Mr. and Miss Mitsui. Besides, someone has already attacked Tawana this afternoon, and the Anhua was released after the operation failed. You appeared after the head bounty was released, which means that your intended target cannot be Tawana. Exclude these people, and the only ones left are Mr. Mitsui and his daughter. Miss Mitsui is not very old and does not bear huge interests. Your employer is unlikely to go to such great lengths to kill her. So the only possibility is Mr. Mitsui. Mitsui Yoshitoka exclaimed, Mr. Wade, are you saying that these warriors were arranged by Liang Kang? Charlie did not answer his question, but ordered him. Call and ask now, have all the people I asked you to transfer arrived? Mitsui Yoshitoka quickly took out his mobile phone and called one of his confidants. As soon as the call was connected, there was the sound of a helicopter whirring and a man shouting loudly. Hello, sir. I am Shinichi Honda. What can I do for you? Mitsui Yoshitoka turned on the speaker and said to Charlie. Mr. Wade, listen, it's the sound of helicopter rotors. They must be on their way. Maybe they will be here soon. Charlie waved his hand in disbelief and said, Don't jump to conclusions so early, ask clearly first. Mitsui Yoshitoka had no choice but to ask him. Honda? How long are you from the dome? Dome? Honda on the other end of the phone asked in confusion. Sir, didn't you ask me to take people to Oshino Hakai to protect the master? Oshino Hakai? Mitsui Yoshitoka yelled. I asked you to come to the dome to protect me. Listen carefully, protect me. Who asked you to go to Oshino Hakai to protect my dad? The Mitsui family's manor in Tokyo is located southwest of downtown Tokyo, while the dome is located north of the center of the city. As for the Oshino Hakai mentioned by Honda Shinichi on the phone, it is the place where the old man of the Mitsui family retired. That place is close to Mount Fuji, at least 80 kilometers southwest of the Mitsui Manor. In other words, he took off from the Mitsui Manor and went in the exact opposite direction of the dome. Honda Shinichi said hurriedly, Sir, it was your brother Yoshiyasu who called me and told me that your father was in danger at the Oshino Hakai's manor, and asked me to take people there immediately. So we hurriedly took off to Oshino. Mitsui Yoshitoka suddenly came to his senses, his face turned cold, and blurted out. Baka! Turn around and come to the dome immediately. I was attacked in the dome, you must be quick. The sooner the better. After hanging up the phone, Mitsui Yoshitoka's face was extremely ugly, and the arm holding the phone was shaking constantly. He said angrily, I really didn't expect that my dear brother who has been working hard for me for many years actually wanted to kill me. Charlie snorted and laughed, and said, there should be a lot of things you didn't expect. After that, he shook his head helplessly and sighed. Sometimes I really can't understand how a person like you can be in charge of a huge financial empire. But when I think about it, Liu Chan was the emperor for 40 years, and almost let it go. Mitsui Yoshitoka asked in surprise, who is Liu Chan? Charlie was speechless and waved his hand, it's okay, it doesn't matter. Mitsui Shinmai on the side felt a little embarrassed and quickly reminded him, Oda-san, Liu Chan is the son of Liu Bei in Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Didn't you like the Three Kingdoms the most before? Mitsui Yoshitoka suddenly widened his eyes, Liu Bei's son. That fool. Mitsui Shinmai hurriedly said, Liu Chan may not be a fool, but he is a little mediocre in ability. Mediocre ability, Mitsui Yoshitoka did not feel comforted. He was full of resentment and depression, but he did not dare to argue with Charlie, so he could only change the subject to save face. He vented his anger on his brother, cursing. "Mitsui Yoshiasu, this dime BA5 tard." He must be worried that I would ask Honda for support, so he sent Honda to Oshino Hakai to buy enough time for his samurai. "It seems that he has planned to kill me today." Charlie said lightly. He probably never dreamed that he would be so lucky today. Someone announced a $1 billion secret offer to take Tawana's life. In this case, if you and Tawana are killed together, everyone will think that the murderer came for the secret offer, and killing you is just an accidental death. Mitsui Yoshitoka didn't know was he talking about his younger brother Mitsui Yoshiasu or Charlie in front of him. He was so angry that he kept cursing, "Baka! Baka! Baka Yalu!" Charlie ignored him and looked at the blind warrior in front of him. He said lightly, "You are just as stupid. Have you ever thought that the failure of your action tonight means that Mitsui Yoshiasu's plan has also failed? Mitsui Yoshiasu can't protect himself, so how can he threaten your family? If you answered what I asked you just now honestly, you would not only survive but also make amends. It'll be a pity that I give you the opportunity, but you don't seize it." When the other party heard this, he quickly figured out the truth. He regretted it and immediately begged for mercy. "Sir, please spare my life. I will tell you everything you ask." "It's too late." Charlie said lightly, "You only have one chance. If you make the wrong choice, don't blame me." After that, he threw the man directly in front of Hattori Hanzo and said coldly, "Hanzo, send him off." Hattori Hanzo immediately bowed and said, "Hi." After that, a short knife suddenly slipped out from the sleeves of the black robe. And then he held it in his hand and stabbed it directly into the samurai's heart.